Now, for instance, there is one feeling which is challenging, which is joy. There's another challenging experience, which is strength. There's another one, which is love. So all those good things are challenging to receive for many of us. No? So it's not just receiving pain and contraction and shame and fear and anxiety, it's also receiving all the strength and being amazing, being great, being powerful, sitting here, speaking with a loud voice in front of 45 people and saying, this is what I have to give. That's quite challenging, actually. Or playing the guitar, putting yourself up here and say, I have something to give. It's beautiful and it's challenging. Huh? But it's also challenging all the feelings that come when I hold myself back and don't do it. Do you know that feeling? You know you have a lot to give. You know you have a lot of capacities, and you choose to hold it back. You choose not to step into the circle, not to raise your voice, not to give your gift. You choose to make yourself smaller than you know you are. How does that feel? So that brings up challenging feelings. Yeah. So we can't escape challenging feelings one way or the other. Would you agree? You live your joy, strength, and love, you're going to face challenges by doing that. You don't live your strength, joy, and love, you're going to face challenges doing that. So what do you choose? Since it's going to be challenging anyway, which one would you choose? It's up to you. How does that feel when I say that? Scary? True? True? See, are we sometimes or often trying to make choices that will keep us away from challenging feelings? And in doing that, creating the very challenging feelings that we're trying to avoid. Yes? This is one of the main coaching principles. I look for those choices which are creating the very negative consequences that the person is trying to avoid. And I point at that and I say, see what you're creating by that choice. Do you want to continue making that choice? Actually, no. I'm trying to avoid shame, and in my way of doing that, I create a lot of shame. Then I'm open to make a new choice. But not before.
Can you give a more specific example?
I have an example I always use, but that's boring. It's boring for me. Let me think of a new one. Well, let's take the example of not speaking up in meetings and groups. Like you're the one who like to hold back and not say anything in a group, any group. You don't feel comfortable about it. So you choose, no, I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. And then if you explore it, inquire into it, what are you trying to achieve by not speaking in groups? And most people don't do that kind of inquiry. And that's what a coach is for. Okay, so we want to find the explanation. And the explanation is the need you're trying to meet. So let's say you're like that, and then you discover, well, the reason is I want to feel safe and comfortable. Yeah? So you never speak your mind because that makes you feel safe and comfortable, you think. But after some years of that strategy, you notice that people are acting in ways towards you that make you really unsettled. It's like they misunderstand you or they react against you and why do they react like that? And you get really insecure. Why? Maybe because people don't have any clue where you are. They feel unsafe around you because you never express yourself. You don't show your feelings. You don't share your opinions. So people feel really insecure around you and then they get a little bit aggressive. Or they distance themselves or a little bit irritated. And you're creating a situation where you're being fed with a lot of insecurity and yeah, so you're creating exactly what you're trying to avoid. Because your decision was based on fear. Any decision based on fear tends to create exactly what we're trying to avoid. And this is one of the main things I see with every client almost. We find those loops, I call them loops, where we're acting from fear, doing or avoiding doing in such a way that we're creating exactly what we're trying to avoid. That's like the basic loop that everybody is involved in when they act from fear. Because there is generally unconsciousness there. I don't see what I'm doing. I just don't feel comfortable speaking up, so I don't do it. But I haven't asked myself why I'm not doing it. And I haven't asked myself what are the consequences of not doing it. So the coach helps you see that so you can make a conscious choice. And the conscious choice may be to continue not saying anything in a group. So we're not attached to the decision, but making it conscious. You see the consequences. And then, yeah, I want those consequences.